think we're in. We're only 3 minutes late, Angie. That's pretty good.
That's a record for me.
Right? And if everyone could see what was happening behind the scenes, they'd be totally impressed that we're only 3 minutes behind. So hello, everyone. Thank you. Well, that's true. I mean, you just recently upgraded from a BlackBerry, so.
True. Very true.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, for your patience. We, as you can see, Karen is not on the call. She has actually already arrived in Fort Myers, which is our first stop of the season. And so, hey, Peggy. So we're kind of rushing and twisting and turning. We're going to let all that go, and we're going to welcome Angie to our live tonight. So,
hi, guys.
Yep. Hey, Angie. So if you'll notice, Angie's like she's decked out. I mean, she's playing the part to come to talk to us about shed hunting, but she actually is in the duck blind, right? Or the goose blind.
The goose blind.
So yes, she is in the field. So if suddenly she drops off, we wish her the best of luck on whatever her hunt is, because something came in and she's going to have to go. So hopefully we can get through this quickly before those birds arrive. And she peeks really quickly. Angie, do you want to quickly kind of give us a quick overview about you, which I know is much more than a quick overview, but about your hunting history?
When people ask, I just pretty much tell them I'm a lifer. I was a little girl who got knocked on her butt by a 12 gauge shotgun when I was 3 years old. I'd sit in front of the back door on Sunday morning so my dad couldn't leave without me to go coyote hunting. So again, I'm a lifer. I love it.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And we've got some followers that are lifers, and then we've got followers like me that just started. And not that anyone wants to hear my history, but one of the reasons I went on my first hunt is because of Angie. I had met Angie at ATA, and we were talking, and she said, "You just got to try it." And I did, and it was amazing, amazing. So tonight we want to talk a little bit about hunting sheds. So for me, this is very confusing. I'm one of those people that need to understand specifically how things happen. And I know you're not here to answer that. So, every time she looks up, I wait for her to hit the leave button. So if you could just kind of share with us a little bit about what shed hunting means. I know a lot of times maybe you don't go hunting for the sheds because you just come across them. I mean, you're out pretty much every day hunting. But we were hoping you can kind of, give us some information on how to hunt for sheds.
Yeah, so shed hunting is becoming actually really wildly popular for several reasons. People like to, if they're specifically targeting a buck and say they didn't see him or they're trying to let him grow up, it's nice to be able to collect those sheds every year. So they're going out and they're doing it for that reason. There's also a financial aspect to it too. You can sell sheds. People use them for craftsy things, jewelry, that kind of thing. As far as hunting them goes, it's really not much different than hunting the actual deer itself. If you know where they're feeding and watering, those are huge things. I mean, that's where you want to hit. Big thing, you don't want to get too pushy. This, as far as I'm concerned, it's a little bit too early to get out there yet. You're going to get into those areas and you're going to actually end up pushing those bucks out. So then you're not going to know where they're at. So hold off a little bit.
What decides that? Is it temperature? Is it just the biometric clock of the deer? How do you know when it's the right season?
Oh, I'm sure there's a scientist out there that's got a very logical answer, but it's different every year. I mean, it honestly is. I mean, sometimes we'll see horns, and I say horns, they're antlers. Sorry, they're antlers, start dropping in December. And other times we don't see them drop until, late into February. Sometimes I've seen bucks hold on to horns, antlers, even until March. Sorry, people, I refer to my target buck as Mr. Bighorn, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Again, water sources is a unique place and a fun place to look. Often you'll see them if you think of, eventually they are just going to fall off. Sometimes they just fall off when they're walking, but say they're taking a drink of water and something jumps out and scares them and they shake their heads. Oftentimes that'll pop them off right there. So that's why it's kind of a good place to look. Fence lines where they jump, because when they land and the impact will knock them off. When I'm fixing fence in the spring, we find a lot of sheds that way. Same way with tree rows. Anything they're coming out of hard that might jar them or actually, rub one off is a good place.
So I have to say, let me just tell you how my brain works, right? So I think, okay, a baby deer has been born and it's a spike, right? So it's a boy and it's got the little nubs. Mm-hmm. And over that first year, it grows some little antlers, but it doesn't grow that first year to like Mr., right?
No.
So he loses those.
Yes. So they grow and they change every year. As they get older, they will actually start to shrink back and get smaller. So there is a target age when you're after the buck at his biggest point. Case in point, the buck that I've been following now for 3 years was a spike, and he was a freaky spike. Probably 14-inch spikes, which is just absolutely unheard of. And I actually almost killed this buck thinking he was a freak and I just needed to get rid of him. The next year, and he's so recognizable because of his G1s are just stupid tall. The next year he showed up and I went, oh wow, really glad I didn't kill this buck. This year he showed up and he is a 3.5-year-old and he's pushing 200 plus. As a 3.5-year-old.
Okay, you have to step back for a minute. What is a G1?
It's what they would the center horns. Okay, that come up right here, and I'm not sure how to explain that any different, but they're going to come up right here, and then you're going to have the rest that comes out like this. Does that make sense? Right. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. These are right in the center, right there. Typically, they're about 2 to 4 inches tall. So his being like, it's just stupid.
So for all of you that are watching, if you have found a shed, go ahead and comment and let us know that you've actually found one. This is something my mother lives in the metropolitan Atlanta area. And if you happen to know her on Facebook, she's constantly posting the bucks that enter her yard in metropolitan Atlanta. She's a gardener and her yard is beautiful. And she tries to plant plants that deer don't like to eat. And so I keep telling her, Mom, you got to watch, because they're going to lose these antlers. We got to watch in your yard because they do come in and out over 2 different fences. And it's really, really cool. Oh, Vicki Pearson wants to train her lab to shed hunt. That would be good. You just send your dog out. They take care of it.
It's brilliant. Dog shed hunting is the best. I mean, obviously they have the scent, something that we could never do. So if you got a dog, 100% do it.
Awesome. Yeah. So mom, I keep telling Mommy she needs to start watching for the antlers, because I'm sure one of those bucks is going to drop an antler. I mean, it's the most we can do here in Atlanta. We can't just open the kitchen window and or head out into the woods. There's no woods. It's just a yard. So have you found any sheds naturally? I know you don't hunt them, but have you found them at the fence line? Have you done anything crafty with them? What are you using your sheds for?
Years ago, I built a lot of lamps, and I mean, probably into the hundreds, mostly table lamps. I did build 2 floor lamps. Now I mostly use them for jewelry and things like that.
Oh, well, that's a cool idea. So we'll have to check that out as well. What's the coolest shed? I mean, I assume that moose probably shed, and so do elk and all of those things. Have you had anything that you've been able to capture as a shed that wasn't a buck or a deer?
I have an elk shed. Other than that, no, just never been in an area, like around, where you'd find moose or, anything like that. Or, antelope are actually not classified as a one structure, which is the bone. They are actually classified in bighorn sheep, and that's 2 structure, but they do shed, and I don't have any of those either. Cool.
So do those sheds, I mean, do the antlers hurt them? Is that why they come off, or is it just natural, like?
It's just natural progression. It's just basically just kind of like a fingernail, just pops off.
It just totally blows my mind. Oh, Tanya, you found a full moose shed set. That's awesome.
Oh,
That
wow.
would be great. That would be great. Well, it's on my bucket list. I'm looking for a shed. I don't know if I'll ever come across one. I'm not even sure I'll ever actually shed hunt, but I've now started looking every time I look down. Is there something there? Can I find something? Peggy says that she's used them to slice buttons off for historical living history use, right? So Peggy Barchi, she watches us pretty much every week, and she is a historian in Washington, if I have that correct. She'll correct me. But that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, if we don't have any more, I see the top of your blind there.
Sorry, I had to turn the volume down. I have birds coming in.
Well, you know what? We're going to let you go because I know you're busy. We really appreciate you coming in and sitting with us tonight. We might have you come on again later in the year and talk about some of the other awesome hunting things that you do.
It'd be my pleasure.
Awesome. Well, everyone say bye to Angie so she can go back to hunting. I'll finish up the business without her. Good luck.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Whew. My goodness, it has been a technology night. As you all know, thank you, by the way, for y'all popping in and joining us tonight. We are hitting the road. Truck rolls out tomorrow. We all arrive, except for Karen, who's already on site tomorrow. And we have our first show of the year at Fort Myers, Saturday and Sunday, followed by Daytona the following week or weekend, where we will do a hard launch or a grand opening of the new trailer and tractor, which we're super excited about. Last week, we talked about safety, and the week before, we had Suzetta on, and I did not draw winners for either one of those nights. It's just been one of those things to do. So I want to announce winners for the previous videos, and then we'll talk about what you can do to be eligible to win for tonight. So first one was Suzetta. She was the ATA Impact Award winner, and we drew Gloria Vinson Moore. So that was Gloria Vinson Moore for the Live with Suzetta. Gloria, we'll reach out to you. It could possibly come from my personal page, Krista Forrester. It's not a scam. And get your mailing address so we can send you a Shoot Like a Girl swag package. And then last week, we asked everyone to go away with a task, to share a safety rule with someone in their home, in their community, or in their pathway that night or the next day. And our winner for last week is Debbie Virden. So Debbie Virden, you're the winner for last week. All right, let's talk about what we can do for winners for this week. So we won't do anything special because maybe I was going to do something hunting related, but you know what? I will. Let's do this. For everyone who comments about what their prize hunt would be, whether it's in the continental United States or someone else, share that dream hunt experience where you would go and what you'd be hunting for. And then we will pull a winner from those comments next week. We hope to see some of you in Florida. If we don't, please watch for us. We will come live from the road next week, kind of give an update, let you know how things are going. And we look forward to seeing you then. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for being patient with our technology, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. You know how you go to the movies and the movie's over and then all the credits roll and 75% of the people have left and they're gone? Well, then there's that time that comes after and it's always the blooper reel or the funny part. Well, here it is. I'm back on because I didn't hit the right button to end the broadcast. So thanks, guys, for watching. We will see you soon. Bye.